Hello guys, welcome to my channel. In this video I will show you some basic tools that you can use for blending colored pencils. I will also show you solvent that I recently started to use for the same job. Okay, techniques like layering and burnishing will not be covered here, but I plan to do this in some future videos. Here I will be using paper that is not so smooth, and at the end of the video I will show you how that looks on a smoother paper, so you can see what is the difference between using same tools on a different surface of the paper. A Faber-Castell color pencil set is the set I will be using here. Okay, there are two things that I will test here. First, which is most important by my opinion, is how is looking base layer after usage of these tools. Is it smooth, muddy and things like that, and how these tools blend two colors, two mixed colors, which I will show you later. The second thing is after adding a second layer of color, how much those tools are efficient in blending out second layer. In other words, you will not just see what is the best tool you can use for creation of base layer, but what tools are the best to use for upper layers as well. Okay, let's begin. So, using tape, I divide paper into 4 sections. In the first part of the test, in each section I will be using different tools and solvent that I mentioned. So, these are the tools. Bubs in the first section, paper stamp in the second, hard brush in the third one. Actually, I don't use hard brush as often. I haven't found that is good for me. And this is the last section. Here is a regular polish remover. That is a solvent that I mentioned. So I will remove all of this, and we can start with adding some color. Oh yeah, these are the pencils that I will be using. Okay, let's start. So, as I'm adding colors, I'm also mixing two colors together, so I can see how those tools will affect these parts as well. As I mentioned earlier, in first section I will use bub to create a base layer. Use circular motion when using this tool, and you will probably need to press it a little harder than usual. I think that is because the surface of the paper is not smooth enough. So, taking the fact that paper is a little rough, I would say that this looks pretty good. Next tool that I will use is a paper stamp. You will also need to press it a little harder, just like you have to do it with the bub. The only difference is that I don't use circular motion when using it. Both of these tools I use quite often. Although I use them mostly in later phases of drawing, after adding a second and maybe third layer of color. Okay, let's speed it up. As you can see, after creating first layer, paper stamp is not so smooth as when using ear bubs. So now I will using hard brush in third section. Even now on the first sight you can see that after using hard brush color is stronger, so it's not blended out as after using first two tools. Although using these tools you will not have smooth blended colors. Probably there is a brush that will be doing a better job than this one, but I haven't found one yet. That is why I don't use this tool as much. As I mentioned before, in the last section I'll be using solvent. It's nail polish remover. I will put link where you can get this item in the description below. You will also need ear bub and use circular motion when working with it. Like this. So take ear bub and get some solvent. Ear bub will be too wet, so you have to dry it a little out using some paper, for example. After you dry out ear bub a little bit, use it with a circular motion as I mentioned before. Okay, so we finished creation of base layer. This is very important step in working with the colored pencils. If some measurement of quality of this step is smoothness of colors, I will definitely choose a regular nail polish remover in fourth section, followed by ear bub in section 1, paper stamp in second section, and at the end hard brush, which is not smooth at all. But it's not blended out so much and colors are more vibrant and stronger, which in some cases and situation will be exactly what you need. In second step, which is also important, first I will add second layer of colors on top of the old ones. After that we'll use ear bub and paper stamp to actually see the quality of base layer. I will explain this later on. I just want to mention I will add second layer of colors just on a half of each section, so you can see difference between first and second layer after doing some blending. Even now, after adding second layer of color, you can see how smoothness of first layer is important. Also is important what is the quality of second layer, and by that I mean smoothness and how much vibrant and strong colors are. Remember, we are using rough paper here. So next thing I will do is using paper stamp on each section, so we can see what will blending out of second layer do with our colors. As you can see in first section, where we use ear bub as a base layer, paper stamp blended out almost all of second layer. So there is almost no difference between first and second layer. In second and third section, colors are not blended out so much, they are smoother and a little stronger. In fourth section, well, I would just say perfect. Smooth, vibrant, strong color on a rough paper. Now I will use ear bub in these 4 sections to see what this tool will do to the second layer. And so I finished using ear bub, and actually there is a little difference between using ear bub and a paper stamp. Maybe in the first section colors are not blended out so much as when I used paper stamp. Other sections are similar with a little difference. Okay, now I will be using eraser just to see how it will do erasing. I mean, is it smooth beneath? And because in some occasions you will have to use eraser just to get a different volume of the same tone, if that makes sense. I would say that the winner is again a regular nail polish remover. Other sections are not smooth beneath so much because after using solvent for a base layer, color will get in the deepest part of the paper. You can clearly see that when using it on a rough paper. And for the end, I also try those tools except hard brush on a smooth paper. First section will be using ear bub for a base layer, second in paper stamp, third regular nail polish remover, and fourth without any tool. So I also try other solvent like coconut oil and olive oil. They are all good in creation of base layer. Problem is when adding color on top of it. I don't get volume that I want. So that's it for now, folks. I hope this video was beneficial in any way for you. See you soon. Bye bye.